before the video begins, I want you guys to please hit the subscribe button. I don't know if we're close to 800, but let's try to get to 800 subscribers. My main goal by the ending of this summertime is at least 1,200 subscribers. So let's get working. Let's keep working, and most importantly, just please subscribe if you like the content that I'm about to be posting. But let's get into it. To make a video today talking about video games. Specifically, I know I said that so weirdly, but you get what I'm saying. But mainly the games that we had growing up as Gen Z, the stuff that you had to have, or you should have, or you should have, y'all know what I'm trying to say. First games I want to talk about, the game console specifically I want to talk about is the 3DS era. If you were not a part of this era, I feel so bad for you, bro. I will not even lie. I think I've had every single iteration of a DS, from a DSi to a 3DS to a 2DS, whatever. I've had all of them. I remember all of us in summer, like I think it was summer camp, we were all just outside playing on these things, and I can remember tons of the games that we played. We played Mario Kart 7, we had Luigi's Mansion, Super Smash Bros, Legends of Zelda, Animal Crossing, all these games. And I really feel like if I didn't have the DS growing up, this childhood that I had would not be, it wouldn't be great at all. I really will say, if I look back on those times, and I really realized that I had a good childhood when it came to gaming. But yeah, if you didn't have a DS, bro, you just missed out on an era that was legendary. And I really feel like till this day, the DS, the 3DS era / Wii era was probably like the best era for Nintendo. Because if we look at current day Nintendo, yeah, we ain't gonna talk about current day Nintendo. Honestly, we genuinely not gonna talk about them. I actually wanted to bring this up in my video because this thing right here is my very first console. Still works perfectly well. And sorry for the chair crank, but the 360 era of gaming had to be one of the best eras of gaming. I remember every single day playing a lot of games, mainly Call of Duty. I really feel like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, to be specific, literally turned me into a gamer. Like, I really feel like that was the first iteration of gaming, and that I really got to become a man. Like, I became a man in that time period. But if you didn't have a 360 back then, you were honestly missing out. And I'm just gonna think about all the games that we had on there. We had the classic Minecraft. We're not talking about Minecraft, the one we have today. I'm talking about the Legacy Edition, the console edition, the games we had on there. We had that, we had Call of Duty Black Ops 2, all the Call of Duties, MW3, all of them were legendary for their time. I do not care what anybody has to say. You can fight me. Yeah, I'm gonna count Ghost in there too. I know that's the craziest reach, but y'all would rather play Ghost than current day COD. I stand on it, because y'all be complaining about current day COD. But yeah, the 360 had so many games that I can think of. It was just so much games and memories and nostalgia that I had. I remember playing GTA 5 online on my 360. I remember watching my sister play it. I remember a lot of games that really made my childhood. And it was just, if you had a 360, you had the best childhood. You had one of the best childhoods, honestly. The 360 really revolutionized gaming, in my personal opinion. Till this day, I really feel like in that time period, it was at the top of its game, because it was like most of your friends was on the 360. Yeah, you had those friends that wanted to be the odd ones out and had a PlayStation 3, but honestly, I really feel like 360 just was like that era. Like, it was honestly that era to really be in. Like, honestly, bro, like genuinely. Now, I want to talk about this console, and I want to talk about the Wii. The Wii, oh my gosh, the Wii. I remember having like two versions of the Wii. We had a white version and we had a black version. And I'll never forget, the main reason I got so glued and attached to the Wii, and I think that was like my second iteration into gaming, was mainly because my cousin at my aunt's house, which was his grandma, had a whole bunch of games, from, you know, the GameCube games to, you know, the Wii games. I can name games like, y'all remember that Nerf game? There was like a Nerf game that you can play on the Wii. It was pretty fun. There was a lot of Naruto games. I remember Luigi's Mansion, the Mario Kart on Wii, a lot of the Mario games, in the classic Wii Sports. I really feel like we had so many games you could play. And I will say it was fun for its time. I really feel like the Wii was really that. This was back in the day when, people actually went to people's houses and played games. And it wasn't even just with the Wii, it was with every console. Like, I really feel like everybody went to someone's house to play a game, and I miss those eras. Nowadays, you don't have to go to nobody's house anymore. You can just honestly just go to the store and go online and just buy a game, because nowadays gaming doesn't have that co-op, in-person co-op feel anymore. And I just really feel like the Wii was really one of the big pieces of my childhood that was like introduced me into co-op gaming. So I don't know, maybe that's just me, bro. Honestly, maybe it was just me. I know a lot of y'all are probably around this age and probably had one of these, but a PlayStation 4. I'm gonna say this right now, and this is coming from an Xbox diehard fan. When the PlayStation 4 came out, I kid you not, all of my friends, we all know everybody had that great shift from the 360 to the PS4. Nobody didn't go to the Xbox One because the Xbox One was not all that great to a lot of people. Me personally, I stayed on Xbox One, but my dad also had a PlayStation 4, so I played on both. So honestly, I will say that PlayStation 4 era, bro, just all the games, especially like we had Black Ops 3 in the beginning. We had so many good games. Black Ops 3. We had I'm gonna throw Fortnite in there. I know a lot of people won't want to talk about it, but I'm talking about early classic peak Fortnite. I'm talking about OG 2018, 2017 Fortnite. That was peak gaming, bro. I do not care what anybody has to say. We would never get a time like that. But the PlayStation 4, that era was such a good era. But the main problems that I had with that damn PlayStation, it sounded like a goddamn airport runway every single time you turned on that console. And it was really y'all know what I'm talking about. Now we talk about games. I want to talk about like the main, like the games that we had growing up, bro. The games that we had growing up, bro, it's so many that I can think of, but it's only a few of them I can think of off of my mind. Like, I say Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That was something that you just had to be there in that era. I was like, I think I was like 9 years old playing Black Ops 2, and then like what the rotation was on 360 was Minecraft, then we're gonna switch back to Black Ops 2, then it was GTA. That was like the endless rotation we had on back in the day. Or it was a sports game. I didn't play sports games, but it was always Minecraft, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, then like GTA, or you go play for like some story game. That was the rotation back in the day. And that was not just one of the games that I had in my rotation growing up. After I would get bored of playing on my console, I would go over to play on my DS. And y'all know what I'm talking about, where it was like you'll play on your DS until you go to sleep, you fall asleep. Man, that was peak childhood, bro. But I remember that was my rotation, where I would just sit there. I would go from my Xbox to playing on my DS, and it was just like, hey, it was a fun experience, bro. I honestly want to say that, like, I will never take that. I'll never forget my favorite Pokemon game till this day, and I don't care what nobody has to say, has to be Pokemon Sun. I know y'all like Pokemon Sun. Ew. That was a peak game. That was like one of the last games before the Switch came out for Pokemon. So I was just like, damn, another game. Well, it was a classic. Splatoon 2. I know a lot of people hated the Wii and all that, but I'm talking about the Wii U to be specific. But I think Splatoon and Splatoon 2 were good games, part of my childhood, and I love them to a T. But overall, that was all I have for this video. I know it was all over the place, I was rambling, but let me know in the comment section down below what else I should talk about. My name is MarDaApollo. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. And yes, this mic is off. Toodles.